Hi, Olga. Let's go ahead and take a look at your week 1 workbook exercises. So, starting with your self-portrait, I love that you kind of went for it and did, the kind of shoulders and chest and arms. Most students just do their face, so it gives kind of a sense of scale and proportion. That's actually quite nice. Uh, One thing I'm going to ask is that when you scan these in, sometimes they get really bright and blasted out, so it's hard to see the whole image. When you scan them in, there should be a way that you can kind of darken them up a little bit. And if you're having trouble doing that, ask me and we can see if we can figure out together. That way I can just really see the lines, because if you can see in this, I'm kind of starting to lose some of them. So it's hard to make out all those details. But no, I think you've done actually a pretty nice job here for being a pre-instruction portrait. And the biggest things that we're going to be working on through this class is getting that sense of proportion, about using perceptual skills to look at the difference between shapes and how they relate to each other. We're going to start experimenting with light and shadow, and that's going to really help give your drawings depth and dimension. So we're going to be working a lot with those, and I think you're going to be really amazed at the tools we learn and what you're going to be able to do the next time we do our self-portraits. So the same with the hand. Our proportions are a little goofy here. We're probably a little bit wide set. So start to really study and look and actually start to measure. Say, okay, if my palm is this wide, how wide is that compared to how long my fingers are? Or what's the height of my palm from wrist to top of palm versus the top of the palm to the top of the middle finger. So start kind of really measuring and seeing how these shapes relate to one another. And then really start to think about these being, and you've started to, these individual pieces being parts of a whole, right? Because fingers aren't just one long finger, it's actually 3 joints, right, that make up this digit. So we want to start really kind of breaking it down into simpler shapes, and that's actually going to help us with our proportions as well. And again, we want to start maybe using you don't always have to just use one kind of pencil in a drawing, right? You could actually incorporate different ones. So where you want cleaner, crisper lines, you want to use those harder lead weight pencils and just experiment, get a piece of paper out and draw lines with all the different pencils so you can kind of see which ones give real sharp, crisp lines, which ones are going to be able to be softer that you can maybe smudge a little bit with your fingers to give those soft, velvety shadows and textures. It's about experimenting with our mediums. And then for your corner of the room, see, this is one too where I'm having trouble making out all the lines here and it's just because of the scan, I'm sure this isn't how it is. But so it's hard for me to see, where the corner is and all that. But we're going to be doing some really cool linear perspective drawings as well. And we're going to use a whole grid system that's going to help you, properly allocate items and objects in space. And it's really pretty cool. So nice work and keep it up. And I'm excited to see where we go in the next 8 weeks.